Hey everybody. So today I'm gonna go live because tomorrow I won't be able to actually go live. I will be working all day, so I want to give you guys this hot off the presses. So I would like you guys to go to my YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. But today we will be reading out of Mark, and excuse me, we're gonna be reading out of Mark, and we're gonna be reading out of Mark 14. And we're going to jump around a little bit, but not too much. Hold on, because I got some good notes written really quick, too. Hello, hello, hello. So we're going to be reading Mark chapter 14. And we're going to be in verse 12 through 26. And then we're going to flip over the same chapter, still in 14. And we're going to go from 43 through 50. So again, we're going to do Mark 14 verses 12 through 26, and we're going to go over same chapter to 43 verse 43 through 50, and it's going to have some relevance, and I'm going to make it make sense for you guys in the end. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit. Okay, it's going to be kind of lengthy, but again, it's God's word, so hey. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start at 12. Now on the first day of the unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover lamb, his disciples said to him, "Where do you want us to go and prepare that you may eat the Passover?" And he sent out two of his disciples and said to them, "Go into the city, and a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him. Wherever he goes in, say to the master of the house, 'The teacher says, where is the guest room in which I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' Then he will show you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. They will make ready for us." So his disciples went out into the city and found it, just as he said, and he said to them, and they prepared the Passover. In the evening he came with the 12. Now as they sat and ate, Jesus said, "Assuredly, I say to you, one of you who eats with me will betray me." And they began to look sorrowful and say to him one by one, "Is it I?" And another said, "Is it I?" He answered them and said to them, "It is one of the 12 who dips with me in this dish. The Son of Man indeed goes, just as it is written to him. But woe to the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been good for that man if he had never been born." And as they were eating, Jesus took the bread, blessed it, and broke it, and gave it to them, and said, Take, eat, this is my body." Then he took the cup, and when he gave thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank from it. And he came to them, and he said to them, "This is my blood of a new covenant, which is shed for many. Assuredly I say to you, I will no longer drink of the fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it in a new kingdom of God." And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. So then we're going to switch over to 43. And it says, "And immediately while he was speaking, Judas, one of the 12, with a great multitude of swords and clubs, came from the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. Now his betrayer had given them the signal, saying, 'Whomever I kiss, he is the one. Seize him and lead him away safely.' As soon as he had come, immediately he went up to him and said to him, 'Rabbi, Rabbi,' and kissed him. They laid their hands on him and took him. And one of those who stood by drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. Then Jesus answered and said to them, 'Have you come out against me as a robber with swords and clubs to take me? I was daily with you in the temple teaching, and you did not seize me, but the scriptures must be fulfilled.' Then they all forsake him and fled." Listen, I'm gonna have to go back to this because There's some juicy stuff. I'm gonna make it make sense for y'all in 1 second. So you know the saying, thou preparest a table in the presence of my enemies? This is literally the example. And as I was thinking about this today, I heard something and it triggered me. Like, we always say, thou preparest a table in the presence of our enemies. And it doesn't seem like it was a table being prepared in the presence of his enemies, because it seems like Jesus died, right? Like his enemies had defeated him, right? So how can we say he's going to prepare a table if he's dying? Get this. Jesus was the table. He already knew that he was going to be betrayed. And everyone at that table didn't really know but one person, Jesus and the betrayer. No one else saw the betrayer because everyone trusted him. But even though Jesus knew his betrayer, he didn't give it up that he knew him. He let it be known that he knows that somebody's going to betray him, but he never said who it was, even though he knew who it was in the beginning. You don't always have to reveal your secrets. You know who your enemy is before they betray you. Just know that you know who they are. Jesus already knew. And the same very table that the enemy was eating at, Jesus had already had them prepare the table. So he was eating in the presence of his enemies. See, they thought that they were going to destroy Jesus. They thought that they got together for 30 pieces of silver, got a little bit of money, thinking that they was going to go ahead and cut Jesus' head off. Not knowing that the betrayal led to Jesus' elevation. See, he had to die in order to elevate to the next level, and ultimately have us here now, able to still worship him. See, he still gets the glory. He still gets to praise. He still gets the honor, because they thought they killed something that couldn't be killed. They were sitting at the table eating bread, eating his body, eating his bread. They sat there at that table not knowing what they were doing, not knowing who they were in the presence of. But Jesus was smarter than all of them. He already knew that he was going to be betrayed. He already knew which one it was. And he even sat right at that table and watched the very betrayer lie right to his face and still remained humble in the presence of his enemies. Because he knew that he had a higher calling on his life. He knew that he could not let his poker face show, because he had to be elevated. He knew he had to be betrayed. He knew he had to be betrayed to get to the next level. He knew he had to die. He knew that man had to sell him for 30 pieces of silver, like that was all he was worth. He knew that he taught him everything he knew. He knew that the very ground that this man walked on was blessed because of him. He knew he was the breadwinner. He knew he had it all. But Jesus said, not my will, yours, God. Nevertheless, let me die. Because when I die, I won't die. When I die, I'm coming back. And when I come back, I'm pulling everybody out. That's why I say you're a generational curse breaker. Because not only did Jesus break generations of curses, he bought them out. He pulled them out, and he's still pulling us out. He's pulling us out of depression, out of anxiety. He's pulling us out of addictions. He's pulling us out of everything. Listen, even now, this invisible being that people say, the universe that people say, is still being worshipped. All because one person decided that he was going to betray God, betray Jesus, sit at the table and eat with him and break bread with him and betray him all in the same sentence. And has the nerve, the gall, the audacity to say, is it I? Is it I? Is it you? Sir, you don't remember going to get them 30 pieces of silver, sitting there going on a shopping spree, getting your little 1, 2, 3 foes, and sitting back at this table in this man's face, knowing you betrayed the very person that taught you everything you learned? See, we talk about haters, right? But our haters ultimately put us to the next level. You need some haters in your lifetime. But the biggest thing that you need to learn with your haters is you need to know who they are. And you don't need to reveal to them that you know who they are, because they don't know that you are on to them. Your enemies don't know that you know who they are. And I don't need you to tell your enemies who they are, because in due season, they will show you who they are. But God will allow them to sit at that table, because he knows that greater is God that is in you, because he knows that you need that hater to get you to your next level. See, they're running their mouth about you, not knowing that God says he needs you to run your mouth, because he needs you to put a little bit of here, because somebody's gonna be like, well, dang, you don't like such and such? I wonder why. Curiosity kills the cat. Now your name is being mentioned in rooms that you have not entered. And you're like, I wonder how these people know about me. Because somebody at your table, somebody in your inner circle has been running their mouth about you. And now word is out. And some people want to know, is this person really that bad? And when they come around you, they see that you're not that bad. That actually that person is a hater. So now they're going to separate themselves from them and watch you. And as they're watching you, they say, I can come bless them abundantly because this person didn't like them and they didn't want me to like you because you were the next big thing. Listen, Judas knew Jesus was something great, but he let his greed and his hate and his animosity come in between him and Jesus against the very person that taught him everything that he ever knew. He let greed, money, 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver. Now, if you want to go back into the Bible, when Delilah betrayed Samson, at least it was 1,100 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver? Is that what you think the Son of Man that does miracle signs and wonder is worth? Are you serious right now? And you got the nerve to sit there and break bread, and Jesus said, this is my body, and you ate of his body? You even when you knew you betrayed him, you still want to take. That's how a hater is. They can't help who they are. That's why I don't worry about what your haters got going on. They're not going to like you. Nothing you ever do for them is ever going to make them like you. They're going to sit back and they're going to covet your stuff. They're going to wish bad on you. They're going to sit around here in your depressed state and listen to you cry and say such and such and such and such, and they're going to take that energy and run with it. And they're going to go to the Pharisees and betray you. Every secret that you have for a couple, a like, a story, a share, a follow, anything to betray you. If they betrayed the Son of Jesus, the Son of God, who did miracle signs and wonders, what do you think they're going to do to you? Honey, they're going to cut your head off if they have a chance. But God not going to allow it. God let Jesus knew who he was. And the way that Jesus addressed it was so elegant. He says, someone's going to betray me tonight. Go on, break that bread. Yeah, go on, break that bread real quick. This is my body. Break it. Everybody. Oh, yeah, whoever's dipping in this, who's ever eating this with me. Yeah, one of y'all. Yeah, one of y'all. I see y'all. One of y'all gonna betray me. No, come on, let's eat. Eat in my body. Take this. And as they eating, is it I? Is it I? And you can just see Judas hating behind over there. Is it I? And Judas like, and Jesus like, y'all just keep eating. Y'all just keep eating. Just know that one of y'all gonna betray me. Oh, I don't know. Is it I? And everybody just dipping. And Judas over there like, is he owning me? Is he owning me? No, he probably think it's Peter them, because you know Peter be fighting and stuff. He probably think Peter did it. All along, haters really think that they're so disguised that God won't unveil them. He's sitting there amongst everybody, blending in the crowd. That's what a hater does. A hater will blend in the crowd so well as if they can't be seen. But when God is ready to reveal your enemies to you, there's no devil in hell that can hide them. God will shine the light on them and reveal them in due season. But he's going to make you so elegant this next season that you won't even bat an eye when you see that person getting ready to betray you. You going to say something like, you going to have a group of friends. You can be like, yeah, I know somebody up here talking noise about me, but I ain't worried about it. And everybody can be like, what? Talking noise about you? Talking noise about you? Yeah, pour another drink. Yeah, pour another drink. No, I just know somebody tonight gonna be talking noise tomorrow about it, but don't worry about it. You already know who they are. Jesus already knew who he was. That's the funnier part about all of this. Jesus just played it so casual. Like, yeah, yeah. I know I'm going to the upper room tomorrow, but I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm coming back to pull my people out. See, because I already knew that God predestined me to die. And that's okay, because I'm dying so you can have life everlasting. And that means you're not going to see the end of me. And just like he said right here, when Jesus said this part right here, honey, when Jesus said, it would have been good for that man if he had never been born. What he's saying is, you should have already been dead. Because, honey, what God has planned for you in this life and in the next ain't gonna be nothing nice. You can take them 30 pieces of silver, honey, and you can run with it. You can run with it, because, baby, when my God get done with you, all right, you didn't even get to live to spend them 30 pieces of silver. Judas ended up hanging himself from a tree, and the 30 pieces of silver fell right there on the ground. So everything he betrayed him for was for nothing. Was for nothing. Because Judas was an empty vessel. And he allowed the devil to creep in and use him. He allowed the devil to come in and use him, because the devil seen that he had that nasty, jealous spirit on him, that he coveted everything that Jesus was. And while Jesus was praying and fasting and putting his hands on everybody, and Judas is like, I could do that too. I can do that too. I don't know why God sent him. I'm right here. He ain't have to bring him down here. I can do what he can do. No. There's only one you. Judas, you had your role, and you should have played it. Jesus had his role, and he did his role, and still doing his role. See, the problem is when you start trying to use other people's roles, when you're designed to be you. You're uniquely designed to be who you are, not someone else's lane. See, the problem is when you are designed to be one lane, but you trying to swerve over here in somebody else's lane. When you supposed to be a passenger, but you trying to drive with the driver. No, put your seatbelt on and sit back and enjoy the ride, because the driver knows how to get there. They got their GPS on. They got their destination. They know where they're going. They don't need you to say red light, green light, stop, go. You just sit back and be a passenger. You don't even control the radio. You just enjoy the ride that somebody's giving you. All he had to do was blend in with the rest of the 12. Go save some people. Go baptize some people and be great. But he was so busy trying to be a hater that he wanted to be Jesus himself. And got mad that Jesus didn't give in. That Jesus didn't even bat an eye when he said, I know you're going to betray me. And even when they seized him and you running your stank behind up, they're talking about rabbi, 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 kissing him on the cheek, betraying him right to his face. Because even in the end, you had to be a nasty hater. You had to be malicious even in the end, because you still didn't want the other disciples to know who you were. You wanted other people to still think you were a great person. That's what haters do. They don't want people to see them for who they are. Even in the end, when you came out there with the chief of priests and all them people, you ran up to him talking some rabbi, rabbi, disrespectfully, and kissing him on the cheek as if you had knew him, because you wanted to blend in with Peter, John, and James them. Like you didn't know what was going on all along. You had done sold them out. That's what a hater would do. Even in the end, even when you got your hater nailed to the T, you got screenshots, text messages, you got 3 people behind you to testify on their behalf saying they said this, and that. They will still try to blend in with the crowd, because they don't want people to see them as a different person. They're so busy trying to live in a false image that they will betray you and cut your head off as if they've never done anything. Because a snake is a snake. It's going to slither and hiss. But if you catch a snake, it's going to coil up ready to strike. Right? Okay, listen. Even in the end, even when Judas was nailed to the head, he still lied his way out. He still connived his way out. Even then, and he sat there under that tree. Because this is how I like to imagine things. I would like to imagine how Judas felt after the very man that taught him everything that he could teach him. Walked with him, prayed with him, fasted with him, delivered him, helped him, gave him his very power. I want to know how Judas felt as he sat up there and looked at that tree. As he looked at that tree, had those 30 pieces of silver, thinking he was about to go on a shopping spree. And he heard Jesus up there talking to God. My God, why have you forsaken me? And he's listening to this. And he's looking back at this tree. And he's looking at the Son of Man who came to deliver the world. He's looking at him beaten and bruised, holding his cross, walking through these people that hate him. But Jesus delivered him. But Jesus delivered all of them. Done healed the blind, sick, delivered the dead, brought up bones, spoke life into dry bones. They're all out there crucifying the very man that came to save them. The very man that did nothing to them but love them. Nothing to them but be humble. Nothing to but deliver them. He's looking at this tree. And he's saying, God, what have I done? Threw that rope up there. Looked at that rope. Looked back at this money. Look at that rope. Tied that bad boy and just dropped. Money fell. He knew at that moment that he could not take back what he's done. And when Satan left that body, when Satan left that empty vessel, he got convicted by the Spirit because God was still in him. Just like a hater. They don't know why they're so angry at you when you've done nothing but show them love. When you would give them the shirt off your back, the clothes off your back, the shoes. You would walk barefooted down the road. You would give them your car. You would give them a place to stay. You would give them anything. And all they would do is betray you. And now, once you betrayed, once they took everything, once they blasted you on social media, once they showed they behind, once they slept with your baby daddy, once they slept with your baby mama, once they got everything they was gonna get out of you, right? Now they're like, dang, I ain't have to be like that. Why am I like this? Why can't I get anything right? Why did I betray the very person that loved me the most? Like, dang, why can't I ever do right? But it was too late. Because see, that table that you're eating at, God already knew. That's why he said he prepares a table in the presence of your enemies. Because he knows they're going to betray you. Jesus already knew that it was written. And that's okay. Because once you be betrayed, elevation comes next. Sometimes you have to go down to get back up. What the devil meant for evil, God is going to turn around for your good. Jesus is still a generational curse breaker. He's still the way, the truth, and the light. No weapon is going to be formed against him because he knew what his destiny was. He said, you know, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? But he knew that he had to die. He was still human. So he didn't want to go like that. But he knew he had to for the greater good. It's just like you. You didn't want to be a generational curse breaker. You don't want to go confront all these peoples. You don't want to go in these closets and get these skeletons out. Sometimes the closet is scary. Sometimes the closet is so scary to look at everything that you have done, to look at everything your family left, your ancestors left, and to open that closet door. Sometimes that door is scary. And you're like, God, help me. And he says, don't worry about it. I'm sending in the help. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to close saying this. The table is being prepared. You know who your haters are. But in everything, I need you to have class. I need you to have poise. And I need you to have a poker face. You might know who's about to betray you. But I don't need you to reveal to them who they are. I need you to make one vague statement and say, I know I'm about to be betrayed. I know I'm probably going to be a Facebook status. I know somebody sleeping with my baby daddy. I know somebody sleeping with my baby mama. I know somebody about to go tell the boss something. I know somebody about to betray me. And everybody's going to say, is it I? Is it I? Is it I? And I don't need you to say not one thing. Because I know you know who it is. I know you know who it is who's about to try to sell you. Who's about to try to sell your secrets. Who's in your circle. And they're running their mouth outside of your circle. I know you know. And it's okay. I want you to be so elegant like Jesus. And say, who's ever dipping in this bread with me? Who's ever dipping in this meal with me? You're one of them. But you don't reveal who it is. And I need you to go into a fasting and a praying session. Because God is about to elevate you to the next level. And I need you to have strength for this next level. Listen. God is getting ready to take you higher in the presence of your enemies. And I want you to be prepared. And I want you to be ready. Because this next level you're going to go to is checkmate. Because they thought they had you cornered off in a game of chess. Not knowing that God is the ultimate. You will not be betrayed without knowing who they are and who your circle is. And just know that that betrayal is going to lead to your elevation. That's how your name is going to be mentioned in rooms that you have not been stepped foot in. That's how you're going to reach your next one. Because you need them to say something to somebody who's going to be able to change your life for the good. Because they're talking bad about you. They're talking bad about you, right? And it's in somebody's ear that's saying, let me see who this person is. Let me see why they hating on this person so bad. Let me see why they act like they're friends, but they're betraying them behind their back. Let me see, let me see, let me see. I don't need you to reveal anything. Just let them know you know, and you keep it moving. Let them know you know, and keep it moving. Silence is golden in this season. Silence is your best weapon in this season. Say what you need to say, but say less. Let them know and watch what they do. If they hang themselves, that's on them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They knew not who they betrayed, and that's on them. We can pray for them, But they gonna watch you elevate as they take this L in this next season. It's their losing season. That's their personal problem, because they want to be a snake. They want to be an empty vessel. They wanted to be a Judas. And you see what happened to Judas. But for you and your house, you will elevate. You will not see one more loss in this season. You will elevate from here on out. It's nothing but the upper room for you. It's elevation. It's the glow up. It's the come up. It's the rise up. As you rise up, your haters will be revealed. I speak peace over your life. I have mercy on their soul. And I know, and I know, and I know this is your winning season. Don't reveal your secrets any longer. I need you to get quiet. Be very minimal of what you say in the season. And I know a lot of exciting things are getting ready to happen for you. A lot of exciting news is going to come your way. A lot of new promotions is going to come your way. New relationships, new marriages is going to come your way. But I need you to be silent in this season. You guys go with God.